Hello people of YouTube and welcome back. So I thought I would do a bit of a gaming tour. It's been a while, hasn't it? So yeah, as you can probably tell, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a different door than what we had before. It's a bit of a grotty, grimy affair, but I'm about to decorate in this hallway sooner rather than later. So rather than mess about with it now, it's going to be sorted down the line. So yeah, let's have a look in, shall we? So yeah, things have changed quite somewhat. We've now gone from two game rooms into one. So yeah, there's been quite an effort to get to this point, really, as you might well realise. So sold quite a lot of items, and yeah, we've got the best of the best now. The stuff that is in this game room is the stuff that I deem the best. So yeah, we've gone a bit all out, to be honest. I've got to say, this is very custom. I've taken quite a while to do this. A lot of the stuff is hand built. The desk there, well, all of this is like made from scratch. This was used by old Billies and then just custom made, which we'll probably get into further down the line. But yeah, we've got toys in here, which will be expanded upon. We've got just game room tat and collections and arcades. But it's a little bit dark to do the game room like this. So shall we turn the light on? And we'll make a start. Where better place than the door, shall we? So yeah, it's a bit of a hard thing to figure out what to do. So this is the only space on the walls that I can put artwork on. So yeah, I've got it at the back of the door, and these awesome pictures that I got from Alex Nintendo Arcade that are just absolutely fantastic. We have kept the Amiga collection, so we've got some games here for the Amiga. There's one PC game there just because I didn't know where else to put it, really. And we've got that poor Psygnosis bag sitting down there. That's not very good, is it? So yeah. So when I made these shelves, I sort of wanted to have consoles all the way along the top, and then just like arcade sticks and things like that, which I successfully did. I probably, if I was to do this again, I would have raised this a little bit higher so I could get another row of games in. The reason why I did it is because I did the measurements to the size of this PS5 box, which in hindsight probably wasn't the best of ideas because that's the tallest box and nothing else really competes. It's sort of like, I don't know, just feels a bit not great. So these are made out of scaffolding boards, and then these are just planks of wood that I sanded down, stained, drilled millions of holes into the walls, as you probably might have seen on the DIY videos. But yeah, so it's hard to know where to begin. So yeah, we've kept sort of like all the best boxes, what I think. That Sega Saturn is actually a model kit. I would love that as a actual Sega Saturn. We've got a Japanese N64 purple box up there. A few other knick-knacks like a Godzilla, Mothra, not Mothra, Ghidorah memory card for the Dreamcast. And just console boxes. Console boxes and console boxes. So we'll start with the beloved, the PC Engine. This is mainly shooters, as probably a lot of people have seen in pickups. Unfortunately, this is quite a boring collection to show off because there is hardly any games with an English side to them. So let's go into the Mega CD, a few Mega CD games that I've kept for whatever reasons. A few PlayStation 1 games. Why are they there, actually? We've got Luna, mainly because it doesn't have the sleeve. What is the other game? I actually don't even know, I can't even see. But then we've got the Sega Saturn, so yeah, I found it quite hard to get rid of my Sega Saturn stuff, so I kept a lot of it, hence why it's still up here. So some absolute belters here. It's not just tat that I couldn't sell, this is just stuff I could not depart with. And then we've got some Dreamcast stuff. To be honest, I could part with a lot of the Dreamcast
Dreamcast stuff, but I wanted to keep Power Stone. Power Stone was the game I played so much on the Dreamcast back in the day. Text Assist is a homebrew game, so I just thought I'd keep that. That was pretty cool. In fact, I kept a lot of homebrews and a couple of games that I got gifted as well, because I don't feel comfortable selling games that I got gifted. So these Dreamcast games came from, oh my goodness, right, Sean, I can't remember what his screen name is, but yeah, he needs to do more YouTube videos. Stop messing around with Instagram. And then we've got some PS1 games, again, ones that I had to keep in the collection, like Super Pang. Absolutely love Super Pang. Blaster Master I got for a great price from Craig. Yeah, just absolute classics. Suikoden, fantastic game. I can't get rid of the Suikoden games. I don't know why they're completely apart like that, but you know. Yeah, some really Kaido, which is a cool brawler. And then we've got Famicom games, and Game Gear games. Like I said, there's quite a lot of stuff stuffed into these shelves. So yeah, the Famicom game, I absolutely love these. These are so cool. Come on, focus. So cool, so bright. These are double stacked, maybe triple stacked, can't remember. Yeah, I still want more. I've got no space for them. Like my Famicom boxed games. Dylan traded me, well, I think he just gave me, I can't remember, did something with that Rockman 4 just because he knows I'll need to collect them all boxed. I have got them all loose, but he knows what my OCD's like. So we've got some Game Boy games, again games I couldn't live without. Another one I got given as a gift, that Zelda Minish Cap. That's actually not a real game. And Sigma Star, which was from Ed, Retro Ed's Geek Out. So thank you very much. Can't wait to actually play that, because I will be playing that sooner rather than later. And some Neo Geo CD games, which I actually don't have a console for. So yeah, one of my remixes that I wanted to do when making this game room was have a shelf above the door. I always love seeing shelves above doors. So I incorporated it into my game room. So Nintendo stuff. So next shelf. Basically, I'm going to be collecting mainly Japanese from now on. However, I've still got a lot of love for PAL, and if there's any games that came out in PAL territories that didn't come out over here in Japan, I'll collect them there. So games like Secret and Evermore, strangely enough, never came out in Japan. Equinox and Mickey Mania did, and Sparks did. However, I can't afford them. They seem to be a lot more in Japanese, so I've got them as they are games I really wanted to have. This one probably needs turning around. This is Big Blue Sky. There we go. It's upside down. I'm not doing a very good job of this. None of this is really organised. However, what is organised is awesome Capcom section. I love how the boxes are all sort of like uniform, except for a few exceptions. In collecting, I'm not really massively collecting anymore. It probably looks like I am still, because I'm still hoarding a lot, but I'm not just going for everything. But one thing I would like everything of is a full Capcom set. So I've got quite a lot of the heavy hitters, to be honest. It's mostly Street Fighter games I think I need to get. So what else have we got? So we've got the Castlevania games, of course. Need the Castlevania games in my collection. These are all like the Nintendo games, Nintendo published games. We've got Terranigma there, Chrono Trigger, sort of like the RPGs. And then we've got a load of shooters, shmups. Some more Amiga games, Firepower, and Postman Pat. Very close to my heart. I absolutely love them games. Impossible Mole, again, fantastic game. One that I didn't realise was part of the Monty Mole series. I didn't even know what Monty Mole was as a kid. I knew what Impossible Mole was. And it just seemed like a sort of Rick Dangerous clone, which again, Rick Dangerous over there. Fantastic. So we've got a couple of EverDrive boxes here. Loose N64 games. I probably will be adding to that collection. And we've got some loose cue cards there. So PAL Sega Saturn. Like I said, when I was giving up on my collection, I wanted to make sure I had some stuff from what like my favourite stuff or most nostalgic stuff. These are very nostalgia based. This was given to me as a gift from Paul Inc. Northerner. Again, like I say, can't get rid of gifts, and plus it's a game that I really want to play. We've got Terry McFur, which is the only shmup on the Jaguar that's officially released, at least anyway. Another gift from Jim Corbana. It's more Super Famicom. Again, there's no real rhyme or reason for any of these. We do get to like a little brawler section. So we've got like the Combat Tribes, King of Monsters, the Russian Beats, I can't remember what I called in Pall now, Double Dragon. We've got that crazy ramen game, strange. Some absolutely classics there. Shadowrun, one of my all-time favourites on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, and then we've got what have we got here? We've got a Virtual Boy section. So a load of box of Virtual Boy games, and we've got Vector Pilot, which is a Vectrex homebrew. Got some GameCube games, which, to be honest, I would love to get some more Japanese GameCube games. They're so cute and easy to collect. The small boxes. The Atari 2600 stuff. A lot of these are actually from my youth. The box ones are not. So yeah, really happy to have these. PCFX. These are all like, this is basically a very fancy homebrew repro. It's basically 4 games on the PCFX that are sort of like the essential games. I've got Shujin Haiken Zero Gear running on the actual TV at the moment. That's the only shmup on the system, and that Zenki, oh my god, the whole package is worth it for that game alone. I mean, the game is worth thousands if you was to buy it normally, so homebrew is the way for me. Thank you very much. We've got NES. Again, I'll be collecting mainly for American NES. I collected boxed NES back in the day, and I can't go back and just do the same thing again. So I'm going to be collecting American NES, although I did have quite a lot of American NES games as well. So yeah, I'm just a bit nuts sometimes. So yeah, it's one of my favourite systems. I absolutely love the NES. Some cool books there. Nintendo Worlds of Nintendo. Oh, I've not turned this mister on here. What am I doing? Failing. So yeah, while I do that, or I attempt to do that, here is the Mega Drive games. Probably could do with editing here, couldn't I? But I can't be bothered. So right, let's have him up there like that. So couple of the PAL Mega Drive games that I wanted to keep. Again, this one is terribly expensive on the Japanese one, so I won't be getting that one, but I do want this one in Japanese, Splathouse. That'll be cool to have the other two. And then, yeah, the only problem is I'm not very good at remembering what a lot of these games are. I do know roughly what some of them are. Fortunately, they're just a pull away. That's Axis. And what's this? Midnight Resistance, another fantastic game. That one is one of the coolest on the system. Yeah, so I'm going to be trying to collect for Mega Drive, PAL, Japanese Mega Drive. Yeah, so it's very small at the moment. Small but mighty is probably the best way to call it. So if we go back, we've just basically got the GameCube. That is just for show. That is just there to look pretty. I've got to be honest, I use the Wii as a GameCube, so I've got no real use for this. Some saucy figures here. I've got Mario checking himself out in the cube. We've got a controller, Game Gear. That obviously the screen doesn't work. Here's my little man that does a galaxy scene on the ceiling. How very fancy. Yeah, that was one of my latest purchases. That's so cool. And then again, I don't know if I showed these or not, but I got these from Craig here again. In fact, most of this collection here is now from Craig's here again, let's be honest. But yeah, these are the Sega Hard Girls. We've got the Sega Saturn one there, Mega Drive one, and the Dreamcast girl. And then we've got this cool mini disc storage Famicom box, actually not from Craig's here again. So this opens up and you can put your mini discs in there and show your favorite one at the top. Very strange, but very cool. We've got the PC Engine briefcase in here that's got a console and a CD unit in there. Unfortunately, the CD unit is very temperamental in it, so it's a bit of a shame really, but a lot of them seem to go that way. Just a few knick-knacks here. I might put another shelf in here. I don't know what I'm doing there yet. So we've got the Marshall amp as my speaker. At the moment, this goes between my PC and the screens over here, the PVMs. So yeah, I wanted to add in a PC to my setup, and yeah, I've never had a desktop to just sit down on and play for a long time. So yeah, this is just sort of like, yeah, really needed for me. I just really like this nice little nook. It feels really sort of retro without being retro, if that makes sense. I love that wooden feel and everything like that. Nice little plants that are, oh, exit the game. We don't want to exit, do we? So on here we've got a DJ. Oh, what's going on? It just escaped. This is a great game room tour, isn't it? So where is it? Oh, so yeah, we'll have that playing in the background in a second. So we've got a Vectrex here running Vector Pilot, which awesome game. Absolutely love that game. So we've got the C64 Maxi. C64 Maxi there, which is really cool to play the PC. Bloody hell. This is because I'm trying to do two things at once here. I'm not very good at this, am I? Play games that I'm not really used to. I don't really know the C64 that much, but what I do know is the Amiga. So this has this drive taken out, and it's got one of these GoTech drives, so I can play whatever I want on it. Currently it's not hooked up at the moment, which is a shame, but that'll get sorted. That's the other thing. I wouldn't mind another screen here to play my Amiga on, really, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I might be a heathen and somehow connect it to the flat screen here. I don't know. It's all a work in progress at the moment. So we've got this really cool desk mat. This is from ID Gaming. Absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love it. And of course, we've got the cool NES style keyboard from 8-Bit Dome. So as well, I've not got a standard, what people would say is a PC desk chair. What people have, like sort of like racing chairs. I just don't see it fitting in this room. It just wouldn't work. So I've got a more retro inspired fake leather cheap chair at the moment, because I've got my eye on of another chair, but it's like stupid amount. So for now, this does the job. Down here we've got pink PS2, a gold PS2, Mario Galaxy big box thing, and there's the little PC there. It's a bit of a heater, really. It looks like nothing, but it actually is a bit of a powerhouse, to be honest. Really cheap, except it just doesn't like to play this game for some reason. I don't know why. Right, so how do I play my games? So I play them in this unit here. So everything is ready to go at a touch of a button. This is where the hard work goes. So like I say, these inserts here, these yellow bits, these were actually Billy bookcases. I filled in the holes, painted them, and I've made it so these were actually on wheels, so I can pull this out without disturbing what the TVs are on. So that way I can update, change things if and when needed. So yeah, I mean, it's really set up just for everything to go. To be honest, this is just on for show, that's just on for show, and because this is the system that I use. This is modded. This one is a gift from from Sean, which I retro brighted and made it look like a right mess, but it's got so much history I can't get rid of it. And then this one is from Claire Retro Repair Bear. She modded that and made it look absolutely fantastic. This is it running now. No, she didn't. She didn't do that one. She did the Famicom. Sorry about that, Claire. But that is, you don't really need to mod that one. This has got some caps in it and stuff like that, but that's about it. Then we've got the N64, which again I was going to get a system for Claire to mod, and for some reason I put an offer in this. Didn't think they was going to accept, so I actually bought the purple one that's up there. And after like another day, they accepted the offer on this. It was like 3 or 4 days later, so I didn't expect anything of it, and they accepted it. So I was like, well, I don't need to get that one modded now, because that was going to be going over to Claire. But yeah, this has got an EverDrive in it. That's got like the Super Nintendo's got the original EverDrive in it, and this has an EverDrive just up there that I've not fully sorted out yet. So we've got the Jaguar, which is nice in RGB anyway. We've got a Dreamcast, which unfortunately doesn't run RGB, and the Xbox, which for some reason I can't get it to work for my PVMs. So this is these drawers down here. This is where the controllers for all of the systems above are. Oh, as well, I forgot to show, I've also got a nice modded Game Boy, which is the only way to play that, really. So I've skipped through this, haven't I? I'm not very good at this room tour nonsense. So we've got 2 PVMs, one on the side for playing the shooters. Fantastic. I think it's crashed. It's not good, is it? And then we've got a one that's playing the Super Nintendo, and we've got one that plays the stuff that can't play in the PVM, so like the Xbox and the Dreamcast and the PCFX, and I think something else as well. Maybe maybe I have got the NES in. No, I've got the Famicom disc on there, but I just at the moment have no power for it. So I will do. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? That had Ibarra playing, which I recently picked up. Fantastic game. Yeah, so we have got a Sega Saturn here. This actually has a satiator in it, so I can play any game I wanted. Talking again, I forgot to show. This has got the, I can't remember what it's called, the mod that lets you play SD cards. This PC FX is a power one, it's just for show. If I was to use it, it would just make the games like run rubbish anyway. This is the powerhouse. Unfortunately, it's poorly at the moment, which is really sad to me, which is a shame. We've got the we have got the PS1, which again, this one's got a X-Station mod, so I can play any game I wanted on SD card. We've got GameCube just for show. Like I say, I play all my GameCube games on the Wii. We've got PS2 Fat. I kind of got stung with using the Slims. I started scratching discs on it, so I'll never go to a slimmer game. And when I was looking into getting a new system, I bought this. This is modded with a silent fan. It's also got like a hard disk drive, so I can play any game on hard disk and through disk. So we've got a Mega Drive with the Mega CD underneath it. Again, the Mega CD is just for show, because we've got the EverDrive Pro there, which can play any Mega CD game just from there. So we've got the Atari Junior. I've got to figure a way to set that up nicely in the setup soon, because I absolutely love it. There's going to be no HDMI 2600s. It's going to be just that. But I do want to. I probably will set up the Woody, to be honest. This one is again I wouldn't say the original one, because I had a Woody originally, but when I was about 10, I got this from a car boot sale. So the aforementioned Wii powerhouse that plays everything. That's soft modded, so it can play any region and everything like that. Again, this Xbox is modded as well, so that can play any region. It should be able to play any game, but I can't figure out how to do that. So yeah, that is my systems. Let me get up. So we've now got the PlayStation wall, bask in its glory, except for that red bit. So yeah, we'll just skim through what's at the top. There's the 2600 Woody box. A few PlayStations. We've got the light guns. I would like to continue collecting for that. I don't know where I'm going to put all this, right? But you know, it's an idea. The Hyperboy, absolutely fantastic. In fact, this runs into controller section. So right up here, we've got Xbox games. Xbox 360. I think all of these are exclusives, except obviously like Final Fantasy, but that's because I love them big boxes. Tornado Outbreak. I would like to trade for a PS3 version eventually. That's an English one, so quite a hard one to get. So yeah, a few of these are forward facing just because it's just like future proofing and it makes the room look cooler. So we've got a few Switch games. Again, I'm not a big Switch collector, but I will collect Switch exclusives because there is quite a lot of good ones on here. Guilty Gear I got as a gift from Geordie Slasher, which is an awesome gift, so thanks for that, mate. Or did I give him? I don't know. I don't think I gave him any money. I think he's just soft lad, just a good guy, just a general good guy. The Psycho collection. This was going to be an exclusive for the Nintendo Switch, but then of course it just it went to everything. So more exclusives, perky little things, fantastic. So my small PS5 collection, again, not going to be collecting PS5 generally, but eventually I will be getting the games because I will only get them if on PlayStation they only come out on PS5. So all of these are that, except for Back 4 Blood, which was a gift from someone. Played most of these now, I think, so I just need to play Greek next. Betty Horde Clinic, that's it, thanks for that. Oh god, I'm crap eye. So yeah, I started to collect Japanese PS2. I did keep a few. I don't know why I've kept Codename Veronica. I don't know why I've collected that. Astro Boy, that's actually for someone else. So if he sees this video, you probably know who you are. Just give me a shout and I'll put that in your collection. A couple of American games, Romance and Saga. Maybe I need to sell that and get, I don't know, something better. Some Wii games. In fact, I think one of these is for someone as well, which I better remember because I'm going to go see him soon. We've got some PS4 stuff. Just a few, you know. One of my favourite consoles. Unfortunately, it's not got the love that it deserves at the moment because it's not in alphabetical order. But we've got the Play Asia games here. But we'll have a quick scoot through. So yeah, these shelves. Tried my best to get them as straight as possible. they're not perfect. I'm not really a handyman. This is the first bit of woodworking I've ever done, but I think I've done okay. Some really good games here. Like I say, one of my favourite consoles of all time. Some forward facing for future proofing, and we've got a little nook there that is just like handheld games. These are 3DS games and Vita games that I wanted to keep in my collection. Can you actually see anything? I don't know, I don't think you can. But yeah, all the way back here is PS4 games. Eventually this will be alphabetized, so I will be doing the infamous Retro Ghetto trunking track hack, which are these things here. So eventually they will be going at the back here. This shelf has been done, so what it does is I can't push these in any further now. These are flush to the edge. That way I can sort of like, where these shelves are, they'll be like this, so I can sort of like make them a little bit neater in theory. And yeah, it just makes it just look a little bit neater. At least that's what I think anyway, and I think a few other people do as well. So anyway, back to the games. This is probably the randomest collection video anyone's ever seen, isn't it? So yeah, unfortunately a lot of these games are not alphabetized, and as well, like making the shelves, it's been really awkward because like games are just where's the thing? Games are just not the same size. There's just random boxes everywhere, just making it really difficult to have that uniform sort of look. I did consider just separating them all out, but I don't know. Again, this is still work in progress, this room. This is why it's just an ad hoc sort of video. I probably will do this again, better quality, actually maybe a little bit of editing and everything like that. So what this little gap is, this is where the light switch is. So yeah, obviously we have to have a light switch, don't we? Eventually, I don't know, I'll probably do some kind of Alexa automation. How these are not falling off the shot edges, these have got like sort of like glass, well not glass but plastic bookshelf ends. So I've just put, is it Bimmy or Jimmy? I can't remember from Double Dragon. So again, more randomly sized PS4 boxes, some absolutely flipping belters in this collection. Surprisingly, I've played quite a lot of this. Either played and given up on, or actually beaten. Of course, there's loads still left to play. I'm not that much of a geek. I'd like to be. I would love to be able to just play games constantly, but I'm just not very good at it. So, right, so this is where I'm kind of like not quite sure what to do at the moment. This starts sort of like an arcade sort of section, as you'll see later. I do use my PS4 in an arcade. So a lot of these are one-on-one brawler games. So sort of like Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, just, you know, just the normal games, what you'd expect. There's also sort of like games like Streets of Rage in here, which are sort of like side-scrolling brawlers. I think they are great to play on the arcade, especially out the Turtle games. This is one's a bit of an underrated gem as well. But yeah, like so these are all like sort of fighters, and then it goes into shooters. Like basically, if I want to play an arcade game, rather than like go through everything alphabetically, I can just go off the shelf and just pull it off and then play it straight away, which I really like the idea of. However, like I say, I don't know if this is going to be its forever home. I might set up another section somewhere. Not that I've actually got much space in here left, but you know, God loves a trier and all that. So again, like these are all shooters, and then we've got the Japanese Cuphead Special Edition. Fantastic game, not a shooter, but worthy of this front-facing display. Again, random, because now we're going back to normal games. We've got a Sega Master System collection here, small but mighty. Some of the best games. We've got Sagaya, Put and Putter. Absolutely, I've never really played it on the Sega Master System before. This is a Game Gear game for me, but it has to stay in my collection because it's so good. Golvelius, fantastic game. I absolutely love it. Almost better than Zelda, in my view. Rampage, Psychic World, all games that are like top tier for me, and Dynamite Ducks, of course. So right, we have got this bookshelf in inverted commas that I made. So we've got some fancy looking. I was gonna hoover in here and I forgot to do it. Sorry about the mess. Yeah, I made these drawers out of old pallet wood. So I don't even know what's in here. Is there anything good in here? Just random stuff. We've got just cables, just random stuff. But yeah, what's good about this is eventually, if my hoarding goes completely awry, I can triple stack games in here. And I've made it so I can put 2 layers of, the height of this is like 2 layers of PS4 games or PS3 games. That's how I've designed it. Can you believe I'd actually designed something? This looks worse than it is. I thought I needed to repaint it, but yeah, that doesn't look like this off camera. So yeah, there is sort of secret shelving here. This is all like just the tat of the PC Engine, so like RPGs and stuff like that, and then there's a couple of like repros in there. A bit of overflow of PS1. I don't know why that's there, to be honest. We've got Mario hoarded a DS. We've got Simon just protecting the room. Got a chainsaw just in case anyone comes in and Simon's no good. I can chainsaw him to death. We've got one of the best shooters dog tags ever. We've got Game Boy Advance. Again, this one is a modded one that's got like a backlight. I don't even know where the on button is. I'm rubbish at this. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And we've got plants that's not real because there's no sunlight in here. There's no light, there's no windows in here. So I've got a few overflow PS4 games, some plushes, and just random statues. Hello, ladies. Just random statues, yeah. So in here, what have we got in here? So we've got special editions that I couldn't put on the shelves above, so these go here. There's just stuff behind stuff as well. I don't know if you can see what's behind now. I can't see myself. But then we've got the big books, the big boys. Some really cool books here. This is sealed book. That's terrible. This book here is absolutely fantastic. It's the 5 main Sega arcades like Outrun and Hang On and stuff like that as pop-ups. It's just fantastic. PC Engine book there. It's a special edition with a nice cool slipcover and some really cool like Japanese artwork books. And then we've got the almighty PS4 Pro. Which one is this one? I can't even remember. It's the translucent blue special edition, anniversary edition. I can't remember what anniversary. I'm rubbish at this. More books. We have completely overflowed now. Here's my latest obsession. We've got Super Plays, Dreamcast, near complete Dreamcast magazine collection, and then loads of Amiga books. So we'll go down here, and then a few guides at the end. So we've got this little table here that I can pull out to put arcade sticks on, and lo and behold, we've got arcade sticks. So this was a bookcase that I was using to hold vinyls, but I just converted it into sort of like a little stand. As I say, we've got overflow books here, so some really cool books that everyone should have if you're a Vita fan. The Vita, the end and the beginning, and yeah, really cool reading. We've got on here, we've got a video capture card that Craig Goodwin's place sent to me. That will be getting utilised in there shortly, and then I can stream games. I can be like a real YouTuber. We can actually do cool stuff, maybe, probably not. Every game room has to have an Evil Dead VHS. Surely that is the law. So we've got some artwork up here. This one's falling off. A bit of Ape Escape down there. Got a Zelda hanging marquee there. Jack just peering over there. And then we've got this I got from Zelda Pop. Wahaha's missus. And yeah, now we've got the coolest part of the room, I think, the arcade, which isn't working very well at the moment. But it kind of does. And that's all that counts. So these are all my arcade sticks. So these are all for 360, PS3, Wii, Sega Saturn, Mega Drive, Master System. You gotta have a Master System arcade stick, surely. And yeah, and then we've got the Sega Saturn ones up there, and yeah, the Game Boy arcade stick. Of course. I had that as a kid, not that exact one, but yeah, I never hear enough people talk about it. So yeah. Here is my SNK Neo Geo collection, although they're not actually Neo Geo games, they're PS4 games and Neo Geo boxes, but very cool nonetheless, and nice to have on my little shrine display. So these are sort of like these plastic trays that are sort of like have three levels on. Really cool, but I just don't know how to do. I don't know if this is the best way to display some of these games. They've got the Super Nintendo Capcom Fight Stick, that's so cool. There's a Mega Drive one I want to get as well. And I'm considering maybe even getting a 3DO one, even though I'll never have a 3DO. But I am a bit silly like that. I get obsessions. So here is the Parodius section. This is the Parodius shrine. Again, most of this is from Craig. It really is. We've got Twin Bee money box here. That's actually a garden. The Maui head is actually a garden ornament. But I thought it was pretty cool and had to go part of the collection. And then we've got the octopus, of course. So yeah, the crown jewel has to be the X68000 version of Parodius, but then also the Parodius Star on the Super Famicom. Again, not the one that I had, but I played the Japanese one first in my world. So the offshoot, we've got a bit of Twin Bee, close, and then we've also got what's it called? flipping heck, Automedius, which is again sort of part of the Parodius universe. It's Parodius with maidens. And then we've got a few Super Famicom shooters, of course. Of course we do. Some of the greatest games ever made. Some Mega Drive shooters. Absolutely stunning artwork on some of these. Really, really have to say that. Darius, everyone has Darius in the set in their collections. You know, basically we've got almost a sort of like cave little shrine coming along. It's not really, because it's not just cave games, but yeah, I was making this shrine. It was quite hard because it filled up a lot quicker than I was expecting. I thought I'd be able to get more games in here, but yeah, it's pretty tricky, really tricky. And then we've got the awesome Igrit 2 playing up there. It's got a little battery in the back, so it can play freestanding, so you don't have to plug it into a wall. That just, you can tilt the screen from Tate to Yoko very easily. You just push it in and then it twists. Awesome little thing. And then we've got the arcades. So currently these are under development. You probably saw earlier when they came in the room that did have screen on here, but unfortunately this, oh, it woke it up. I don't even know how it did, because that's not actually connected, but yeah, it did. Anyway, yeah, so we've got a PC in here. However, I can't get it to do stuff at the moment. I bought it just before the move and everything like that, and it did work. I got it to do stuff, but now I can't. I changed the control panel, and in changing the control panel, the arcade stick that was in here didn't fit the control panel, so I've got another arcade stick. However, that doesn't connect to the harness. Very annoying, I know. Yeah. So we've got on each of the arcades we've got like a charging station, which I still need to plug in because it doesn't. But yeah, you can just put your phone on there and it'll just charge up. This is going to be the MAME, the Mr. Cade Beast. This is going to be playing all like Mr. games. I did have the Mr. in here originally, and it just didn't have enough vertical sort of shooters, which is why I've got the PC, because there's lots of them. I just need to sort it out. We've got the Dreamcast phone charger. Too easy. Beer cup, because you've got to have beers when you're playing these games. But yeah, this is going to be Mr. Eventually, I need to set it up. And then this is the PS4. I will do probably setup videos of each one of these arcades over the next year. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, stay tuned. But yeah, basically this is a PS4. We've got some nice coins here, of course. Sega coins and everything like that. Taito ones, for authenticity's sake. But yeah, there is a switcher in here that can switch between this and a PC. Switch and everything like that, just a touch of a button. I had it set up in the last place, but it's still not quite set up. There's a few things I want to do to mod it, but yeah, that's to come. That's to come. It really is. I've got to stop playing my games first, but I'm just enjoying playing it. This is my go-to, the PS4. I absolutely love playing PS4 games on here. It just works so well. Fantastic. I just can't stress it enough how much I enjoy that. So on here we have actually got the Switch on here, so it just went into screensaver mode. So we've got the Switch docked in here, so this is the best way to play a Switch, hands down. Not my favourite system, as people probably know. We have got chairs, got some cool chairs here for each of the consoles, arcades. Well, I say each of them, there's only 3. I think if I had another one it'd just be too cluttered. Plus, what I'm thinking about doing is making another bookshelf sort of thing behind this sofa. What do you reckon? Probably, yeah. Why not? So, still got flipping loads to show. So this is the last wall. This is the last wall, but a very busy wall. This is where the windows are. There's 2 windows in this room, but you'd never know. Here's one that's been converted into a PS3 bookcase. Got some figures up on the top. Yeah, so these are like, that's my only PSP game. Again, that was gifted to me by God, I'm going to be killed here because what's wrong with me brain? PS3 games, again, a system I started collecting late on because I was more of a 360 collector, although it dawned on me that why am I collecting 360 games when PlayStation is definitely more my kind of a thing. So yeah, a lot of these were collected after the fact. So yeah, we're pretty much not much space. I think this will probably leave this section eventually. Like I say, I'm thinking about putting a bookcase there, and then I can start collecting more for it. Let's go for the shelf above. So this is just collector's editions really. So some really cool collector's editions for the PS4 here. Probably some Switch ones as well. Some Xbox 360 ones. A load of shooters here. That stupidly large Zelda box for that crappy Tears of the Kingdom. Really don't enjoy that game. But yeah, some more cool special editions up there. Special editions. Can I say that enough? And then just some cool board games. I'd love to get the whole collection. Very jealous of the guys that do have that. We've got He-Man, Castle of Grayskull. That was in the box for the longest time. I was very sad I had to open that up for this room because I just don't have this room to collect how I used to. And the box has gone up into the loft. So this is Castle Grayskull Arcade. So we've got Postman Pat and Knuckles playing the arcade, and yeah, just having a good time. Some Castlevania stuff here. Now Castlevania is one of the coolest things in the world to me. So let's open up here so we've not got any glare, shall we? So in the glass cabinet we've got Castlevania stuff, and then some random Capcom Darkstalker figure because of course, why not? Dimitri and Lilith. Cool. Yeah, so we've got some Castlevania paraphernalia in here. So all the figures, these are absolutely cool as F. And then we've got my next favourite sort of like collection, which is the Mega Man stuff. Love to get more stuff for Mega Man and Castlevania. Don't know where the hell I'll put it, but again, got to dream big. We've got a Resident Evil figure here. Again, no reason other than that's Capcom. And Maximo stuff. Yeah, really cool. Some random little Mega Man Gachapon figures there, and Muscle, and then just random stuff. And then the next love of mine has to be these LCD games. So fantastic. I had a couple of these as a kid. Of course, there's a Bucky O'Hare one there in its packet. There's the box for the Contra one. Don't know where the Contra one is. Over there. And then we've got a Gradius one there, and it needs raising up so you can actually see it. And then we've got a few down here, the Tiger handheld ones. I never played Scramble or these Tomitronic ones as a kid, but these are really cool. Absolutely love them. So cool. Yeah, so that's the cabinet. Next to the cabinet, which I've not shown, we've got Shadow Colossus and Ico display box, Sonic Mania. I thought this was the only way you would be able to get the game at the time physically. Came with a download code, very sad, but then it got released on disc. Then got Cyberpunk. I need to get back into that. I started a game with a new patch, but it's just a big game, isn't it? So we've got toys here. So we've got the small Thundercats and Bucky O'Hare figure collection. These are all bought from car boot sales over the years. What wasn't bought from a car boot sale was these Dungeons & Dragon figures with all the dice up here. So there's only Vengar. Is it Vengar? Gengar? I can't remember what it is. They're basically the Dungeon Master and the bad evil guy. They're missing, but they're also very bloody expensive. I again had these all boxed for ages, and then I can't collect them boxed. So what's better than box? Have them on display. Except these always fall over. Out of all of this, that's the only bits that fall over. So we've got some He-Man stuff. Again, I had to open a lot of this. These are actually original He-Man stuff, but most of it is sort of the new Origins figures. We've got the Japanese ones, which are the new version, but in a Japanese box. I don't think it ever came out in Japan, but it was just sort of like a recreation if it did. Got some Cuphead stuff here. Nice McDonald's watch that I got from a car boot. He-Man, Anti-Eternia, that's so cool. Had to keep a couple. I love box stuff, so I had to keep some stuff boxed because the artwork on the boxes is just phenomenal. We've got some Witcher stuff here. Got another arcade down there for some reason. We've got Strider bobblehead falling over. Again, from Betty Horde Clinic, he sent me this Sonic. Ghostbusters, absolutely flipping love this series. Love it, absolutely love it. I used to play all these toys so much as a kid. I had like one birthday, I had like about 3 or 4 Slimers given to me in one day for my birthday. Good times. Then we got Transformers, which was again another one of my favourite sort of like toy lines to play as a kid. But Transformers Ghostbusters, how cool is that? That's a recent thing. And then we've got the backpack here. Again, I had this as a kid, although even better, well not even better, but nice and like connectively, this was sent to me by Ross Boahaha, so this is in its forever home now, mate. Yeah, next, this is just like a random select section of just toys that I picked up from the car boot sale. Lots of turtles. I didn't have enough turtles as a kid, but what I did have is these Smurfs here. Again, not mine from the original times, but yeah, collecting again. I'd love to get more of them, and I know Liam Retro Ram keeps sending me some, but I'm always knee deep in a next pickup that I've got to get. Another collection of stuff. These I'm not really into wrestling much anymore, but I did when I was a kid. In the 90s, wrestling was absolutely huge, mainly because they were all character based sort of like wrestlers, which I really like. So and that really worked well with the toy line because they're all so recognizable, whereas now if you was to make a figure of a character, you're not really going to know who it is to the next, to be honest, whereas very recognizable just from the outset. This is in a He-Man wrestling ring. Very strange but very cool. Yeah, again, I probably will be slowly collecting a bit more and bit more. Again, we've got the stuff here that I like to call the imbalanced, imperfect shelf. This is all the stuff that Mark Geordie Slasher couldn't keep in his collection. Well, this figure and that figure. So hard to actually keep standing, so they sort of like leant against the wall. And then just some more random Star Wars stuff. Yeah, really cool. Oh, and then we got Michael Jordan Space Jam, who's fallen over. I did have him hanging from here, I think. And then lastly, we have got the last bit of collector's editions. So this is more like the Switch stuff, Nintendo, more 360, Super Game Boy. Yeah, Astral Chain there, and the randomest box ever. So there's loads of nooks and crannies of hidden stuff. Oh yeah, we've got the Mario board game that's fallen over there, and some nice plants to set everything off. Yeah, so behind this wall here, there's another window. That's what that big gap is here, to sort of like help air circulate around, so it doesn't get steamed up or anything like that. And if needed, I can just remove it very easily, a lot easier than that bookcase over there anyway. And then this is where the magic happens. This is the sofa where I sit on, so it's just got a Mega Man cover on. Yeah, this is the game room, guys. So like I say, this is just a rough draft edit. There's going to be probably a lot more changes to come. That is certainly for sure. Like I say, look at that, it looks so cool, that galaxy light. But yeah, absolutely love this space. I just sit in here. This is probably why it's so hard for me, because it does look just good now. Everything's accessible. It's just that the arcades just need a bit more TLC to get them how I want. But like I say, I just play the PS4 one, and now the Switch one, to be honest. There's getting a lot of games on there that's just for the Switch. But yeah, fantastic, fantastic. I love it. Love the space. So anyway, what do you think, guys? Am I nuts for putting so much wood in the room? Because like I say, all this was hand built for me, by me. Never done anything like it before, but it was a great, enjoyable process. Also, as well, I forgot to say, all of these arcades, these are all on like sort of like Alexa, so I can just tell her to turn it on and off. And we've also got her there, she that will not be named. Oh, in the Game Boy collection, not even shown that, have I? Just rubbish. Yeah, if there's anything that you would like to see more or be discussed more, maybe the drawers that are down there, just let me know. And yeah, I'm going to play a Barra now after I've made it not be crashed anymore. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you guys later. Bye.